everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Phoebe and today I'm going to be doing an end of year book haul. So next year I'm not going on a complete book ban, but I am changing the rules for myself about how many books and what books I'm allowed to buy. So before that kind of happens, I thought I would do a big book haul of books that I've had my eye on or books that just kind of caught my eye when I was browsing in Waterstones. The first book that I just dropped, good start. The first book I picked up is Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I've heard so much, as I'm sure everyone has at this point, about this series. People have been talking about this for quite a while. It was always kind of in the back of my head to read it, but I just never picked it up, and I thought now's the time. So I like the new covers as well. That was something else that prompted me to get it now, is that I do like the new covers better than the old one. The next one is definitely controversial, I don't know if that's the word, definitely a book that's had a lot of talk, and it's Lightlark. I've been curious about this since it came out. On paper it sounds like a book I would love, but I know it hasn't got the best reviews, but it was on buy one get one half price in Waterstones, and I thought I just need to read this and I just need to see what this is all about. So I picked this up. It's kind of a, I never even said, this is a romance set in Ireland. I think it's quite like a raw, heartbreaking, quite sad but like with happy endings type of romance, I think. And this is a fantasy. It sounds like it's got kind of little dystopian elements in it, like kind of Hunger Games inspired, but I think predominantly this is a fantasy. So again, it's probably not one I'll get to in January, but I definitely want to read this nearer the beginning of 2024 just to see what it's all about and see kind of what I think about it. The next one is the other book that I got in the buy one get one half price with Lightlark, and it's Better on You by Lynn Painter. I read Better Than the Movies by the same author. I don't think it was this year, I think it was last year, and absolutely loved it. She knows how to write a YA romance, and it was just the sweetest book. So whilst this was on that table buy one get one half price, I thought I'll pick it up. And so I've got kind of a nice fluffy book that I know is going to give me good vibes on standby to pick up at any point during the year when I need that kind of book. The next one is the only one here that's not from Waterstones. We're now moving on to all the hardbacks I bought, and it is From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata, and it is the Fairy Loot Special Edition. This is my favourite romance book, you can see there behind me. This is my, I would say, my favourite romance book that I've ever read. There's just something about this that gets me every time. It's a romance between Jasmine and Ivan. They are both figure skaters, very competitive figure skaters, and Jasmine is in a bit of a rut in her career. Her partner, her skating partner, has left her, so she's solo skating, but that's not really what she wants to do. She much prefers pair skating, and Ivan is on a kind of a 1 year break from his skating partner, and it all ensues from there, and they don't like each other at all. Ivan is Jasmine's best friend's brother, and they do not get on. They do not like each other at all, and yeah, the story stems from there. But this special edition is gorgeous. It's got the most gorgeous painted edges. It's got lovely artwork inside of Jasmine there at the front, and then it has Ivan at the back, and then the naked cover is again Jasmine and Ivan. I just think this is so beautiful, and I couldn't not buy this with it being my favourite romance book ever. Right, now moving on to the hardbacks. I think these are all fantasy and one like fantasy sci-fi. So the first book I got is A Curse of True Love. Have I read the first one in this series? No. Have I read Caraval? No. But these are so beautiful. I already own the first one. I always forget what it's called. I know it's, oh, is it Once Upon a Broken Heart, A Ballad of Never After, A Curse of True Love. I already own 4 copies of the first one, all of the special editions with the different pictures on the cover. The second one is on its way, so that would have been in this haul, but it's not here yet because Waterstones said they had to order it from the publisher because they didn't have any in stock. So the second one is on the way, but the third one is here. What I'm getting at is, even if this doesn't end up being my favourite series ever, I think it's easy enough to read that I will get to the third book anyway, but also the covers are just so beautiful. I just need these on my shelves. I don't buy many books for the covers. I wouldn't buy a book for the cover if I didn't think I'd actually enjoy the book, but I think I will enjoy this, and the covers are beautiful. And the quote on the back, "May the best villain win." Sorry, what? Yes, please. So, A Curse for True Love. The next one is Divine Rivals. Again, just look at the cover. I know people don't like people on covers, and I don't like real people on covers, like the naked men and the couples. I don't like that, but this is just beautiful. There's just something about this cover that I really, really like. And again, I think I will enjoy this. I didn't just buy it for the cover. This is, I think, a bit of a slower fantasy book. It's, I think, rivals to lovers, from what I get from what people have said about this. Something to do with typewriters, and that's about all I know. But I think this will be nice for when I'm not in the mood for a really big, dramatic, high-stakes fantasy, but where I just want something a little bit more relaxed, but still another world that I can kind of delve into. And then, on a very similar vein, we've got, is it called Ruthless Vows? Yeah, Ruthless Vows, which is the sequel. Why have I bought the sequel? I hear you ask, without reading the first one. I don't really know, to be honest. When I was doing my Waterstones online order, this was just there, and I just thought, I'll just get it. Again, cover's beautiful, and I just like the kind of pair of them together. I think they look really nice. Even just the spines together look gorgeous, so I thought I might as well just pick it up whilst I'm getting the first one. Right, next book is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. I haven't read that much Cassandra Clare. I've read the first 2 books of hers. Is it Mortal Instruments? Is that the first one in the whole big universe? Whatever the first series is about Jace, I've read the first 2 books of that. Didn't love them, to be honest. I liked her writing. I just don't like the plot of those earlier books. They just find them a bit icky. So I thought, I've always been interested in reading more Cassandra Clare, and I thought this is a good place to start, even though it's a massive book, because this isn't connected to the Shadowhunters universe. This is completely new and fresh. So I thought, I'll read this, and then if this is really good and I love it, that will kind of convince me to go back to the Shadowhunters universe and read it all the way through, because I am really interested to read the later books in the Shadowhunters, but I can't do them out of order. So we'll read this, and then this will kind of decide, even though it's not connected to Shadowhunters, if I still really like Cassandra Clare's writing and storytelling, it will convince me to give Shadowhunters another go and carry on with that series. And then the last book I got is Defiant by Brandon Sanderson. This is the last book in the Skyward series. This is a sci-fi book about space, which I didn't think I'd like. I'm not a sci-fi reader typically. I've never really read a sci-fi before I read this, but something just kind of caught my attention about Skyward. Read it, absolutely loved it, and then binged the whole series, and this one just came out within the last month or so, I think. So I need to read the Skyward novellas before I read this, but I'm going to crack on with the novellas hopefully in January, and then get to this quite soon so I can finish the series. If you are also not a sci-fi reader and you want to kind of get into it a bit, I would definitely recommend the Skyward series. It's YA, so it's really kind of easy and accessible to read, and it's not, the sci-fi isn't too complicated. It's not, even though it's set in space and it's very otherworldly, and there are like aliens and things that come into it, it's not complicated. It's really easy to understand the world and the characters and everything. So I would definitely recommend that series if you are wanting to kind of dip your toe into a little bit of sci-fi. And that is all of the books I have got today for my end of year book haul. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please do like this video and subscribe down below. My socials are linked in the description if you are interested in seeing me elsewhere on the internet. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!